PS2. But then the PS3 came out, and they just slapped a whole bunch of technology on it, and it didn't do too well as a
They're not really the ones to innovate, though, like you said.
Yeah. When it comes to innovation meaning doing something new and bold, not necessarily being successful, but doing something new and bold.
Yeah, like Nintendo with their the Wii, obviously, and Sony haven't really done anything like that. They've always tried and kept what works, the formula that's been set down, which funnily enough is from Nintendo. They haven't really done anything that's out there yet until this, which is still kind of following Nintendo, but they're trying to do something different with it.
Yeah, and a lot of people complain about oh, it's more precise than the Wiimote, and I'm like, yeah, maybe it is, but I've never seen I've barely seen anything that has higher tech and actually sold more. I've never really seen that. It's like the iPod and the Zune. Zune is Microsoft's iPod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even it's clearly, I have a Zune myself. I love my Zune. Where is it? I don't know where it is. But I have a Zune. It's way clearly better than an iPod. And this is like the original Zune, comparing it to an iPod, not an iPod Touch. It looks clearly better. Clearly better than an iPod, but it's not selling near. It has nowhere near enough support as an iPod does. And that's pretty much a good example. The same thing goes for like the Wii, the 360, and the PS3. Which one's selling more this generation? The Wii. Yeah. The Wii is, and it's the lowest. As a technical standpoint, it's the lowest console.
Well, you got to think also about the fact that Sony is a little bit too late. I mean, Nintendo did this. They did this how long has the Wii been out? 4 years ago, and Sony's now trying to get into the motion control market. I think they've either done it a bit too late or a bit too soon. I mean, they could have waited until maybe next generation, or maybe even done it sooner than.
Yeah, I think they probably should have waited till next generation. And I'm pretty sure the next generation is just around the corner. Maybe
Sony, they're gonna last for 10 years.
Maybe. Well, I think the PS3 can stand a lot longer. I'm pretty sure the Wii will. Nintendo's gonna come out with a new console pretty soon. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe next year E3 they might.
PS3 really, I don't think they have that much updating to do to that thing.
Well, all they really need to do is update their online a bit, maybe add some things. But that's beside the point. But like I said, I think it's probably a bit too soon for them to be, or a bit too late for them to be adding motion control. Maybe they could have waited a little bit longer, or like I said, do it a bit sooner.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the Move would have ever came out without the Wii's success. I mean,
obviously. Look at the design; it looks exactly like a Wii nunchuck.
I mean, they could have. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't even try to release any kind of motion control. Personally, I think Sony was fine where they were. I mean, they are taking a risk by dabbling into the market that currently Nintendo dominates right now. But
their track record isn't that successful. I mean, look at what they did when they tried to get into the handheld market with the PSP and the DS. What's more successful? What's being supported a lot more?
Well, if you're going to go up against the Nintendo's handhelds, it's almost acting like a death wish.
Yeah,
because. Every single handheld that's come up against Nintendo has just went down the drain. It's like, does anybody remember the Sega Game Gear? Barely anybody does.
I do, but it didn't sell at all. I mean, you got Sega Game Gear failed, Atari Lynx failed, Neo Geo was awesome, Neo Geo Pocket was awesome, but that failed. It's just, like you said, you can't really go up against Nintendo's handheld.
Well, that's the handheld market. These are the consoles. But when it comes between Sony and Nintendo, they're kind of evenly matched. But Sony has only had two consoles that have sold huge. But
whereas Nintendo's had like three.
Three of them. Not saying that the GameCube or the 64 were not great consoles, but
they're great consoles. They didn't really get to sell that much.
Yeah, they didn't do too well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sony move. It's either a hit or miss. We'll see when it comes out. This comes out this fall, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
But the one thing that Sony doesn't have is Nintendo's IPs. It's something that Sony needs in order to be as successful as Nintendo, which they will never have.
Also, one other thing I wanted to talk about as well. If anybody watches the Game Over Thinker, he recently talked about the Sony move and whatnot, and the whole waggle war or whatever it's called. And yeah, I'll show you the video. But what happened was that Sony are trying to make the move look like a quote-unquote hardcore option of the Wiimote and Nunchuck. But when you look at some of the games featured, like for example, I think it's called like Sony Fight or something, or Move Fight or something. We've got like these two like I don't know, rappers or whatever. These two like street thugs just beating up each other. And if you if you asked anyone before the move was out, draw me up, a Sony's version of what Wii Boxing would look like, then you'd probably get something like that. Because it kind of just looks just like Wii Boxing, except without cartoony characters and massive boxing gloves. You got like two street thugs beating each other in the street. That's kind of how it is.
Okay, the Sony Fight game. Oh, I saw that. I was like, oh, that looks nice. It looks like Icon. But
yeah,
which is a whole bunch of rappers and fighting each other.
Wait, isn't that like Def Jam or something?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I played a little bit of it, and I'm wondering. I'm like, okay, let's take a look at this. Let me look at this. Let me see how this fight. Okay, I'm looking at the guy. He's all fighting and stuff. It looks pretty precise. But it just looks precise. I don't even know if that's just a video and the guy's just moving his arms around. You never know. So,
I don't know.
And I also saw that he's holding two of the main controllers in his hand. It's like, I gotta buy two of these things to play this game?
Screw that.
So I gotta buy two of those things to play this game. I mean, talk about penetrating the market. You wanna put this thing in the market. You gotta compete with the Wii's current bundle. Which what's the Wii's current bundle?